Hello everyone, I have an amazing news for you guys today. Dune Part 2 is finally happening. As some of you would already know, I am a huge fan of the book written by Frank Herbert, and I saw the new adaptation which was titled Dune Part 1, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal. And we have just got the confirmation that Dune Part 2 is actually happening. Now, why is this exciting and why this was not confirmed before? Because some people would mention that this was already stated a week back by Warner Media during the release of the film. That announcement was not an official confirmation for Dune Part 2 because this has happened before in the past as well, around the release of a film which actually does not really tell the complete story and has to continue in the following films. Around the release of that film, the makers generally confirm that they're gonna release the next film, so don't think that you're gonna be watching a film or a story which will be incomplete and which will never get concluded. So why is this a confirmation? Because Legendary, also known as Legendary Entertainment, the production house, has finally tweeted confirming that they have greenlit Dune Part 2. They have this nice graphic which confirms the title of the film and all of that. And not just that, the music composer for the film score, Hans Zimmer, has also tweeted, which means that he has been officially signed on for the project. Now, why I personally was a little skeptical about the prospects of Dune 2 when I had not seen the film and when it was in production, because Dune actually is a very difficult book to film. The story doesn't really focus on one story arc, on one particular character. It is an expansive world where the incidents are happening, and the book reads like an epic without really focusing on any one character, so which makes it really difficult to film. And the hardcore fans of the book do know that we did get a film adaptation in 1984 and it was really terrible, and it did actually affect the reputation of the book as well, and it really hit it hard, and a lot of people started thinking that the book itself was as frivolous as the film was. So there was a lot of anxiety around the idea that how will this filmmaker handle this particular film. Now, Denis Villeneuve is definitely a very established filmmaker. He has made some wonderful sci-fi films in the past. Arrival was definitely a film that I enjoyed a lot, but still there was some kind of skepticism around this particular film still. Why I think it's a great thing that Dune Part 2 has finally been greenlit, there are so many reasons for that. One, it is a story which I think should be shared with people because it talks about the ecology, it talks about politics, it talks about humanity in a way which very few stories do. And after watching Dune Part 1, I have understood the director is really handling everything very well. So he is going to tell the whole story with the exact message as the book held, written by the author. So I think it's very important that we actually do see these adaptations and get what the author tried to tell us in the first place. The book is actually a prediction for humanity and a cautionary tale for what can happen if we don't follow the way things should be followed and how things can go bad. And that's very clearly mentioned in the way the author has dedicated this book, because unlike most of the other books, this book is not dedicated to a friend or a loved one or a family member or anything like that. But I'll just read out the dedication of this book for you. It says, "To the people whose labors go beyond ideas into the realms of real materials, to the dry land ecologists, wherever they may be, in whatever time they work, this effort at prediction is dedicated in humanity and admiration." So this clearly states what the intention of the author was, and I think this story really deserves to be shared. Also, I have personally not been very happy with the idea that how DC and the Marvel universe has taken over cinema completely. And if this film works, we will have the second part of the first book, and then after that, if that goes well, we will hopefully have a wonderful Dune franchise in which they will start adapting all the other books that follow this first book, and then maybe we'll have more happening in the same world, because this is a very detailed world and it has a lot of potential to give us a lot of stories in the future. I was very happy to see the way the film opened, because in the opening shot, we very clearly understand that there is a strong narrative that the filmmaker has picked up, and it's going to be told through the eyes of the freemen, the people who live in the desert, as opposed to have a confused focus as the previous adaptation of the book had. And I was also very happy to know that the filmmaker did decide to divide the book into two parts and not make one film for the whole book, because that would have been really tricky, as the story becomes so complex as it proceeds that it might have seemed either rushed or confused. Dune Part 1 is very immersive, it's beautifully shot, it's just absolutely amazing, and I'm very certain Dune Part 2 will definitely do justice to the original text of the book as well. Alright guys, that's basically it. So I just wanted to quickly share this exciting news with you. If you've seen the film, if you've read the book, I would love to hear your thoughts about them. And until next time, keep reading, stay healthy, keep watching, cheers.